What's going on, guys? Coach Key here, and today we're going to go over proper punching form of your 6 basic punches. That is your jab, your cross, your lead hook, your rear hook, your lead upper, and your rear upper. So I know that there's a ton of variations of all of those shots. We're talking long hook, short hook, we're talking chopping left, we're talking flick jab. But today we're just going over the basics, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Starting off with the jab. So when we're throwing the jab, there's 2 things to always remember. Number 1, it comes straight up and it comes straight back. Number 2, do not loop the punch. This right here is going to get you countered. It's going to get you hit. It's going to get you hurt. So instead of this, straight up, straight back. Now, there's an added component because a lot of times people struggle with this piece. That is the feet, right? So when we're throwing the jab and we're stepping with the jab, sometimes the feet or the hands are faster than the feet. We don't want that. We want the hands to be just as fast as the feet. We want the feet to be just as quick as the hands. So when we're stepping, I believe Shane Faison said this. This was years ago when I first started boxing, and I saw this video by Shane Faison over at Fight Tips. He said, imagine you have a string connected to your hand or your fist and your ankle. As you're throwing your punch, it's pulling your foot out. So by the time your toe or your foot touches the ground, you should be fully extended on your punch. So that step should look like this. Right? Again. Right? Now, the other thing to remember is to turn over that punch for a few reasons. First one is it'll help prevent you from getting countered, right? So when I throw the punch, notice I didn't turn over. All of this is exposed, right? Even if my chin's down, all of this is exposed. Now, if I turn it over, less room, less margin for error, less likely for me to get hit with something clean. So not just, it should be, and remember, this should touch the ground as this has fully extended and turned. Right now, let's talk about the cross, the 2. When you're throwing your 2, always remember that power and torque is generated from the foot, actually, from the ground up. So how much pressure you're putting on the ground to torque your hip, to push your hip, is going to generate the force for you to throw your cross. Now, 2 things to remember. First one is don't wing it, shoot it straight up and straight back. The second thing is, same as your jab, turn it over, keep that chin down. It can act as a defense if someone tries to counter over the top. So instead of this, we're here. And bring it straight back to your face. We want to also get used to putting that together. I was working with someone just yesterday, fairly new to boxing, and one thing that they struggled with is bringing that foot with them when they threw the 2. They would step and throw the 1, 2. So it would be, I taught them, we're here. Notice I step, boom, 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 boom. We're stepping, right? What ends up happening is you lunge and then you throw it 2 and kind of drag your foot, or you lean, you'll go, and now you're here, wider base, harder for you to move and maneuver because you're no longer balanced and because your base is too wide, right? So this is something we must remember. When we step and we're throwing a 1, 2, bring this back foot with us. Don't drag it, pick it up. Boom, boom. Notice I picked it up. Boom, boom. Even if you're just throwing a jab, get accustomed to going forward, and that looks like this. boom, 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 right? Now, it's the exact same thing with the 2. So we step. As I pull this hand back, the back foot comes. Boom, boom. Now imagine that exact same movement, just adding this. So instead of boom, boom, it's boom, 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 boom. So you throw the 2, straight up, straight back. You throw the jab, straight up, straight back. Get accustomed to walking. Do it slow first. So instead of walk it out first. We're here. Notice every punch I'm turning my hip. 45-degree angle, turned over. Here, boom, 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 boom. Step with it. Now, number 3, which is your lead hook. Very simple. We're here. When we throw that hook, you want to turn this hip. At the same time, usually your back foot, as you can see here, actually, I'm southpaw. How are we gonna do this? There we go. As you can see here, I'm on the balls of my feet, right? Balls of my feet, back foot is up, front foot is slightly off the ground, slightly elevated. When we throw the hook, we're pulling weight. It's the best way I can explain it. We're pulling the weight. So we're from here, balls of my feet, and when I throw that hook, I'm torquing and I'm slamming this back foot on the ground. Boom! As I'm slamming the foot, I'm allowing that momentum, that force to swing me to throw that hook and that torque. So we're here. Boom! We're here. Boom! We're here. Balls of my feet. Boom! We're here. Boom! Now, what I've said before, trunk rotation is important. Hip rotation is important. The power is being generated from your legs. How fast and how strong, how much momentum can you get when boom, boom, pushing that off the ground, right? Same thing with the cross. Boom, generating that force from the ground. So you throw the hook, elbow up, 90 degrees, approximately 90 degrees. It's not going to be perfect, but in slow motion, as you're practicing it to get accustomed to the technique, 90 degrees, we're here, elbow up, 90 degrees, lock the wrist and the forearm, make it all level, and you utilize this momentum because you're not doing this. Some people do. You're going to hurt your shoulder, I promise. We're here. We're utilizing the hips to throw the punch. So we're here. Everything's 90 degrees. Do not use the shoulder to whip. You will strain your shoulder or your pec. You could strain your rotator cuff as well. Now, the 4. 2 things with the 4. Same thing. Turn the hip as if you're throwing across. Difference is you're not coming this way, you're coming this way. So from here, slightly off the chin, elbow raise, generate that force just like you throw on the cross. Boom! And you're turning the hip that way. Boom! Now, when you throw the 4, another thing to remember, keep that head off the line. Don't just, I mean, you can, but there's a likelihood of you getting cracked. So we're here, throw that 4, boom! Notice I got my head off the line. I drop to the side and turn it over. So here, I'm off the line, right? So throw the 4, same thing as the 2. Watch my foot. Boom, step with it. Otherwise, you'll be off balance. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. And for the 5, slightly off the chin, drop, use your hip rotation, use the power you're generating from the squat or the lunge position. Let your legs cause the force of the uppercut to impact your opponent. So we're here, it's not, right? It's here, boom. It all comes from here. So you throw the uppercut, boom, slightly off the chin, flex the arm, 90 degrees, torque from the torque from the hip. Boom. We're here, here, boom. Ish, 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 ish. Same thing with your rear hook. Now, the other thing to remember, head off the line. And that's going to be the biggest thing. When you're throwing your jab, ish, head off the line. Ish, 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 ish. You don't want to be there as a sitting target to get your head taken off. The cross, ish, head off the line. Ish, 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 hook, ish, ish, ish. Or at least have this here, right? Ish, ish. Same thing with your 4, your 5, and even your 6. Ish. Notice we drop off to the side, boom, uppercut, boom. Same thing, torque from the hip, drop. I've loaded up with this rear leg. I'm going to use my power from the plyometrics and the resistance training I've done to generate the power as I dig into the floor and torque that hip, right? So we're here. And it's really that simple. So for your 1, straight up, straight back, boom. If we're walking, boom, boom. Your 2, turn the foot, turn the hip, boom, bring it back. We're throwing a 1, 2 and stepping, boom, 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 boom. 3, turn the hip, plant the back foot, boom, boom, boom. Keep a strong L and don't whip it so you don't injure yourself. 4, same thing. As if you're throwing a cross, turn the hip, head off the line, strong L, boom, boom. 5, drop, boom. 6, drop, boom. So what does that look like? Ish, 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 ish. Ish, 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 ish. Your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, your 5, and your 6. If you found this video helpful, be sure to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and even share the content. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop more fire content for all of my boxers. And I'm working on a strength and conditioning little regimen that I'll be dropping in my description so you guys can have your own, for those that don't have one, for those that don't have a gym, for those that may not have a coach. In addition to your boxing workouts, I have some strength and conditioning stuff that'll help build y'all up. And the average Joe can use these too. If they just want to get strong, they want to get faster, they want to get more explosive, or they just want to get nice and cut up. So we're doing a little bit of both. Drop in the comments if you found this helpful. Drop in the comments if you have other suggestions of what you would like for me to go over. Like I say all the time, fitness, boxing, boxing takes, health, the science behind certain fitness. I'm doing it all. So y'all continue to tap in with me. I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for more keys to boxing.